Hello everyone, this is Lata Abdullah. In the last video we have completed endomembrane system, and in this video we are going to study about the powerhouses of the cell, that is the mitochondria. So the mitochondria, what is the shape of the mitochondria? They are cylindrical or sausage shaped structures. So here what is the shape of this? They were cylindrical or sausage shaped, and they are double membrane. They consist of two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Hence they are the double membrane structures. And these mitochondria, they cannot be seen with a naked microscope. Hence without staining we can't see. Hence they can be stained with Janus green. So by using that staining only we are able to see under the microscope. And the size of the mitochondria may varies. Here the diameter of this mitochondria is 0.2 to 1 micrometers, and whereas the length is 1 to 4.1 micrometers. And the number of the mitochondria also varies from the cell to cell, and depending upon the energy requirement, the number of mitochondria also varies, because they are the powerhouses of the cells. They release energy, and whatever the cell that requires more amount of energy, in that the number of mitochondria are also more in number. And if you see the structure of the mitochondria, it is a double membrane structure. It consists of two membranes, right? This is an outer membrane which is a smooth and continuous, and another one is the inner membrane which have several infoldings which are called as cristae. So the inner membrane, this is the inner membrane. It was not straight, it is folded inwards into a cristae. And the outer membrane, this one, it consists of 40% of lipids and 60% of proteins, and whereas inner membrane, which is a selectively permeable membrane. The inner membrane is a selectively permeable membrane which allows only some particles to selectively allows some particles to be inside the cell. And here the inner membrane, it consists of 80% of the proteins and only 20% of the lipids are present. In that lipids also, the cardiolipids are the major lipids present in the inner membrane. And here the two membranes are present, and these two membranes have been filled with aqueous fluid, and two distinct chambers were divided, that is outer chamber and inner chamber. Here the outer chamber, outer compartment and inner compartment. Outer compartment, this is the outer compartment. So this outer compartment is called as intermembrane space. Intermembrane space, and between inner and outer membrane the space is present, hence it is called as inner membrane space, or also called as a perimitochondrial space. So what is another name for the outer compartment? Intermembrane space or the perimitochondrial space. And whereas this is the inner compartment, it is also called as matrix. What is another name for the inner compartment? It is called as matrix. And this inner membrane, it has several infoldings. These infoldings are called as cristae. These foldings are called as cristae, and these cristae that increases the surface area for the enzymatic activity. Several enzymatic activities will be takes place in the process of release of energy. So those enzymatic functions will be carried out within the inner membrane, and because of the infoldings, the surface area of the enzymatic activity will also be increased. And here the matrix, inside the matrix, within the matrix, there is a single circular DNA. What is present in the matrix? It consists of single circular DNA and that DNA consists of major amount of guanine and cytosine bases are present. We know the DNA consists of adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, right? Whereas this mitochondrial matrix consists of major amount of guanine and cytosine bases, and few RNA molecules are present, and inside this 70s type of ribosomes are present. It is an eukaryotic, it consists of 80s, but here it consists of 70s type of ribosomes were present. And not only that, they also consist of other components for the protein synthesis also. And the inner compartment, the matrix consists of enzymes for tricarboxylic acid cycle. Here, by means of this only, the ATP was released, right? Where the enzymes are present in the within the matrix, the enzymes for the TCS cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle were also present. This mitochondria, it divide by the process of fission. By means of the fission, the mitochondria will divide. And here, the inner membrane, this is the inner membrane, right? The inner membrane that consists of enzymes, we have already studied. TCA cycle enzymes are present in the within the matrix. That inner membrane, this is the inner membrane, that consists of enzymes and electron carriers for the ATP formation. So whatever the electron carriers necessary for the formation of ATP and also enzymes required for the ATP formation will be present only in the inner membrane, not in the outer membrane. The matrix consists of enzymes T for TCA cycle, and whereas the inner membrane consists of electron carriers and enzymes for the ATP formation. And if you see the cristae, cristae are nothing but enfoldings of the inner membrane, right? Here the cristae, they have been lined, the inner membrane. The inner membrane of the cristae were lined with several knob-like protuberances are seen. Those protuberances are called as elementary particles. What the inner membrane consists of? Protuberances are seen. These are called as elementary particles, or they have so many names. Elementary particles are particles of Fernandez and Moran, or F1 particles, or oxysomes. Like this, there are several names are present. So what are these knob-like structures? These are F1 particles, or oxysomes, or elementary particles, or particles of Fernandez or Moran. And these particles, they consist of head, stalk and base. It consists of head, stalk and base. By means of the base, they were attached to the inner membrane. And here the head, this is the head, right? This head consists of ATP synthase enzyme. What it consists of? It consists of ATP synthase enzyme, which is helpful for the oxidative phosphorylation. In the oxidative phosphorylation, this is the important enzyme that is present in the head region of the elementary particle, and also helps in the release of ATP. This ATP synthesis helps in the to carry out the oxidative phosphorylation and release of energy. This is about the structural properties of mitochondria, and now we'll see the few functions of the mitochondria. Here, what is another name for the mitochondria? They are called as powerhouses of cell. We see this, the functions in the cell, these mitochondria, they are involved in the aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration means the respiration which takes place in the presence of oxygen. So these are the main organs for the aerobic respiration. And here, whatever the food particles are, the food particles were also called as respiratory substrates. They get oxidized by means of several enzymes, and that releases carbon dioxide and water, and in addition to that, energy was also released, and that energy was stored in the form of ATP. That energy was stored in the form of ATP. What happens here? The food material or the respiratory substrates, they get oxidized, like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, they get oxidized into carbon dioxide and water, and in turn energy was also released, which is stored in the form of ATP. And here the liberated energy within the cell, that can be used for various functions like muscle contraction, for the conduction of nerve impulses, etc. Because of the release of energy by the mitochondria were called as powerhouses of the cell. These are the general properties and functions of the mitochondria. With this, we have completed the mitochondria topic, and in the next video we are going to study about the chloroplast. And if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Lata Akula Biology Tutorial. Please keep watching.